Levi, where can people find you?
I don't have a page just yet, but I'm here.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I'm here. I'm in Oklahoma City. I'll be at Twisters Comedy Club.
Yeah. Aaron, where can we find you? Here?
I'll be at
Twisters.
At this club losing my goddamn mind for like the next 4 months or so. I don't know.
All right, guys. We love you. We're going to, as a podcast, we're going to adapt. The HeleyCast is going to adapt. I think this would be a good place to do certain politicians, maybe. Maybe not politicians, but certain higher-ups, guests, like actors, etc. So that would be great. This lighting is nice. That's all I gotta say. The lighting is nice. I'm happy. Like, this is cool. So, it's supposed to be like a radio station where people come in, walk in, sit down. But I don't think that's gonna happen tonight. Like I said, this is gonna be probably a solo episode, which is okay. I gotta tell myself that. Not that I can't get guests on, it's just they're busy. I don't want to bother people. I don't like bothering people. Maybe I'll get Aaron on. Talk about this green room he has created. This is a nice green room. This is literally on the other side behind the camera. There's a window, so block out light and mirrors on each side, and a nice light on top. It lights everything up, and then the extra lighting here. This is nice. This is what you need. Like, seriously. I think if you what's the word? Did anything else, I think it would be kind of a damn shame. I like the green aesthetic. This is green. I don't know if you guys can tell, but that's green. That's nice. Like, I like that. That is really nice. Got Will Rogers behind me. This is nice. This is nice. I don't know what these are. Maybe cup holder or cup things. This is wild. My mind is blown. Like, that's impressive. Definitely a Western feel for sure. Because, I mean, we're in Oklahoma. Fuck. It should be a Western feel. Yeah. This is... new comic on the stage. That's awesome. Yeah, we're going. Every 4 minutes, new comic. So that's awesome. It sounds like it's going well. You definitely can hear it. But those mics, you can't. So you can kind of hear the music. Yeah, you can definitely kind of sort of hear the music for sure. Who knows? We may wrap up here in a little bit. I think everyone's probably leaving to go to the other mic, and that's why no one has time to do the podcast tonight. Which, that's okay. I'm not. Oh, are you going to come on? Okay. We got a guest. I've been doing 17 minutes of just improv. Pick up one of those mics right there. Whichever one you want. Yeah, there you go. What's up, Levi?
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Yeah. This is a nice place. I like this.
I like the hats, and I
right?
like the old school 1930s kind of
Woody Allen
looking like photo. Yeah,
that's not Woody Allen. Will Rogers.
I have no idea who
it's
that
Will
is.
Rogers.
Yeah.
But
couch
yeah,
feels nice.
Right?
Yeah.
The couch is nice. I mean, the aesthetics are nice, and it's coming along a lot. I was just talking about Aaron doing a lot of work in here, and the lighting is good. I looked through the camera and everything, so that's awesome.
Nice.
How long you been doing this comedy thing
I
for?
like lighting, you know, because I'm black.
That's
Gotta
very
get that
true.
right.
That's very true.
Get the writing right.
How long have you been doing comedy?
So I started comedy when I was at OU. We used
OU?
to do Othello's back. It was over like a decade ago.
Okay.
Yeah, we did some comedy. Othello's. There was a place called Looney Bins. It was fun.
Looney Bins is no longer,
It's
right?
no longer there. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And so
That one was off Northwest Expressway?
Yeah, it's on
Yep.
Northwest Expressway.
Yep,
Yeah,
I
they had
know that
open
one.
mics there. So
There's
did
a
a little
Looney
bit of that.
There's a Looney Bin in Tulsa still, right?
Oh, I thought that like the
think-
brand kind of died. I
Did it? Maybe. Okay.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Need
I
to
think
look
there's
that up.
I think there's a Looney Bin in Tulsa.
Mhm.
Obviously, there's 2 Bricktown comedy clubs, like one in OKC and one in Tulsa.
Yeah.
And then we got Twisters coming up
Oh,
still,
yeah.
you know, obviously a work in progress.
Right.
But there's a lot of places that are like starting to go comedy, which is nice.
Which this is cool because after that season ended, I never did it again
Really?
until now when this popped up. I was like, I wanna
Yeah.
try it again. So,
Yeah.
I'm-
Absolutely. We both kind of bombed tonight.
yeah. We did. Yeah.
Yeah, that happens. That's what I mean. You go up, you try a few things, and
Yeah.
If it doesn't work,
I was
it doesn't
thinking
work.
Maybe I should do like my last week's stuff, but the audience changes, and then you feel like you're repeating yourself sometimes, and
Right.
it's not funny for you. So I thought I'd try some stuff. But
is the mic over already?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it's over.
Damn, that was fast. How
Yeah.
many people signed up?
Probably about 15.
Okay,
Yeah,
all
like,
right.
Yeah.
That's not a bad turnout.
No. Yeah. Last Thursday though was
Last,
not that great.
really? I was mentioned to the viewers, listeners, and whatnot. We're coming up on the episode 100. This will be episode
Oh.
91. I'm thinking about pitching Aaron a live pod, not necessarily like a live video, but like do a live audience kind of
That would be
podcast.
great, yeah.
Kind of almost like a book do the open mic kind of like on a Monday night, but do it. The Heley Cast presents this, and you guys, instead of doing your own material though,
Right.
the crowd puts in a bucket premises,
Oh.
and then kind of like Kill Tony. Have you watched Kill Tony?
I haven't. I keep hearing that.
You need to watch
take a
Kill
look.
Tony,
Okay.
but instead of pulling out names, I'd
Uh-huh.
pull out a premise,
Okay.
and whoever's on the list has
Gets
to like they come up on stage after introduction,
do
and
that.
then they have about 2-3 minutes to. After I get done with the premise, they have to do something.
That's kind of.
So it's
That
kind of
sounds-
like a kind of a workshop for
uh-huh.
the comics, but also it's getting the audience involved as well. You know?
Right. Wait. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
one suggestion could be just crowd work. You know, that could be a premise where you have to actually try to work
That's
into the
pretty
crowd.
good.
You know, that kind of stuff. 9/11 jokes.
I think they have.
You know, that
yeah,
kind of stuff.
yeah. I think
Racism.
all that stuff. Politics.
Yeah. Donald Trump.
Yeah, that sounds good because I think Sid Ham and
How'd
McMillan,
how'd that go?
it went well.
That's
they,
what
they did some crowd participation stuff, and I think you're onto something.
That's what Aaron told me. It
Yeah.
went really well. About the last 20 minutes is kind of when it fell apart.
Yeah. Somebody didn't follow the rules. But hey, that's why we're comedians.
It happens, yeah. It happens. But I guess their improv was like flawless.
Yeah, it was amazing.
That's good. Where are
Yeah.
you from?
I'm originally from Kenya.
Kenya? Okay.
Yeah, I came here as an international student.
Oh,
So some of my set is about that. that
Nice.
switch,
okay.
and trying to survive America.
Oh, I get that. I'm actually foreign myself.
Oh, where are you from?
I'm from Romania.
Oh.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah, old Soviet
country,
Russia. Old
huh?
Soviet Russia.
USSR. We used to
Yes.
see that stuff.
Yeah, Romania still has some of that architecture left.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of those places have old Soviet buildings and
That's amazing.
architecture.
Have you ever had a chance to go
No,
back?
I haven't.
No. That'd
But
be cool.
I follow. Sorry for interrupting. I follow a YouTuber called Bold and Bankrupt,
Uh-huh.
and he travels all the old Soviet countries.
Oh.
And I mean, that kind of gets me into, it's not the food, it's
Mm-hmm.
like the old Soviet architecture. The food looks like trash,
I can
but
imagine the buildings. Yeah.
I am a foodie myself, and the only way I can travel to like Italy or Japan is I'd just go for the food. I don't care about the sights or anything. The
sights
food
and
is like,
sounds. How about traveling just for the people? Just, you know.
people wise,
Yeah.
that, you know,
Like,
I've
you know,
never,
every place you go, people have like a vibe to them.
see, I've never really traveled outside of the
Okay.
United States, Canada,
Okay,
you know,
Canada.
that's a British Columbia, because I lived in Seattle, Washington for about 6-7 years
Okay.
before I moved here.
I've been to Seattle, Washington.
It's beautiful up there. The
Yeah.
people are shitty.
And the people are shitty. Oh my goodness. See, I didn't
What's
know
your
that.
opinion?
Well, I feel
mean,
like people are nice.
They're nice, but it rains 9 months out the year
Oh, so
there.
people are.
So they're,
they're
if you
terrible
compare it to Texas, Oklahoma people,
Mhm.
it's shit. That's just my opinion. But also, I think West or East Coast period, they're just more fast paced, not really worrying about other people. They worry only about themselves, kind of thing. I mean, and that's not their fault, because really they do live in that world where there's millions of people. Whilst we live here in Oklahoma, where we can kind of just
and
slowly take it and not have to really
That's
go at
why
fast pace.
I do love Oklahoma. Like, it softened my transition. I think if I had a friend who went to like California and he didn't last a year.
Oof.
Yeah, he went back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Kenya has a lot of people too, don't
It does
they?
have a lot of people.
What part of Kenya are you from?
I'm from. So I was born in the capital, Nairobi.
Okay, Nairobi has what?
Yeah, probably
Million?
5 million.
5 million, yeah.
It's
So that's a lot of people.
yeah,
Like,
it's like how many people are there in the state of Oklahoma? I don't know the numbers, but
that's a good question.
it's like
That's a good question.
It's a city full of the entire people in the state of Oklahoma, which, you know, Africa is very dense. Lots of people in
Oklahoma population.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I think about
4.095 million.
Yeah, so the capital city of Kenya, Nairobi, has the entire population of
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
And I wonder what's California's. It's way more.
Oh yeah, California is probably the entire state, probably 50 million.
39 million.
39, wow.
About 39.5 million.
Yeah.
It's 39.431.
You're right. I can see how that would be tense.
Okay. Compared to 5. No, what are you doing? Oh. All right. I mean, anyone can walk in and just join.
I think you have to like tell them that next time. It's okay to walk in.
I may get a sign too out there that says podcast recording, come on in or something like that, you know.
Yeah.
Because that's what I also noticed. Like when I was out there, it was easier for people to approach or get on.
Yeah.
But in here, I do like it in here because it's more secluded, kind of like shelters you. But also it's hard to, because I'm almost sure everyone's gone now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, it is what it is. But
did you get a lot of people last week come in?
Yeah, I did actually, come to think of it. But I mean, I figured after I did my set, I was gonna see if anyone wanted to come on, and then
I think this is a great idea.
Yeah. And then I also think it should be like where after you do the mic, you don't necessarily have to stay in there and watch.
You can
come in here, chill.
Yeah.
Get on the mic, whatnot.
I like this.
Yeah, I like this too.
You create a collection of different comedians.
Yeah.
Doing this.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, like if I get access to this, I could also have bigger guests, like an example, a governor or something, you know, because this is actually a nice room to have those kind of people in here. Like this is decked up to look nice.
I actually got invited to a breakfast.
Oh yeah.
Prayer. I think it was like a memorial prayer breakfast, and I saw the governor of the state.
Oh, nice.
And, a couple of senators. It was pretty cool.
That is actually pretty cool. It's very cool to see.
Not being political or anything.
I'll be political for you. No, I'm just kidding. So Are you still on a visa? Or are you now legal? Or because you know how things are nowadays.
Yeah. Visa is hard to be here on because your visa is usually maybe hooked to an employer or maybe
school.
If you're here for school, you're hooked onto that. And if anything happens to mess that up, then it gets dangerous.
Right, yeah. I mean, example, who was the Muslim guy that got deported recently?
Weird. Yeah, I remember.
Or I guess he's not deported, but he's in the courts right now, and they're fighting.
The protest, which
I mean,
again, not to get political, it's kind of sad. I mean,
as a foreigner myself, mind you, I was 19 months when I was adopted, but still coming at it as a semi-foreigner. And being accepted into this country and loving this country and being raised in this country basically all my life, I kind of agree with this administration on their point. Because, I mean, yes, we have the First Amendment. I get that.
The freedom of
but
speech.
Also, don't rile up hatred towards the country.
Yeah.
Like, maybe, sure, hate the administration. I don't give a shit.
Right.
But this country allows you to do what you're doing. Why hate it? Like, there's a lot of people that are immigrants that, are burning American flags, and yet they want to stay here. Like, make it make sense. I'm not trying to get political either, but I'm just like,
I get what you mean.
Like,
but I'm just afraid, like, if
and I'm not trying to get you in trouble for political differences or whatnot
I
either.
See what you mean.
Because I mean, I have been public about my politics on here. I mean, that's just who I am. I'm like, I am right-leaning conservative, but also I'm liberal.
I'm open to having conversations.
I'm liberal on things too. Yeah. Like, I mean, there's just
but the thing that
the atmosphere.
The thing that worries me is, sometimes they might start with that person that they think is a troublemaker, and then it kind of
I get
comes after everybody else.
It's the atmosphere nowadays that you can't really necessarily.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you can have a chill conversation and not necessarily bring politics in it. If politics come up, just like what we just did there.
But it's not. It's funny how like tension about politics in America. I think there was an article somebody wrote about. It's interesting, man. People are afraid to talk in America about politics, kind of. Like you might see it on TV, but nobody's gonna have this kind of conversation.
I think you only see them more on podcasts nowadays. Yeah, I think you're right.
You don't see a human being and another human being having different opinions.
No, it's just yelling nowadays.
Yeah, exactly.
No one wants to have a conversation. That's the issue.
That's the strangest thing.
And I think that's one of the reasons I started a podcast, to have differing ideas to come on, because I have obviously different views and everything.
Absolutely.
But I mean, I'm not there to rag on your idea. I want to hear your idea out. Maybe I'll jokingly be like, that's fucking retarded, but other than that, I mean,
that's
after the podcast, I'll shake your hand respectfully and thank you for coming on. If I have something for a gift, like a t-shirt or something, which I don't have this time, but I do have a shit ton of t-shirts.
I'll be here next Monday.
Okay. What size t-shirt do you wear?
A medium.
Medium? Okay. Good, I'll get you a medium. Yeah. I think I have some mediums.
See, that's my size range.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Kenya gets all the loser Super Bowl shirts. How many Super Bowl shirts you got? No,
the hand-me-downs.
All the losers or whatever. Yeah. You get all the national championship losers. That's awesome.
I didn't get
that. Who does actually get that? What part of Africa does get that? It's not Kenya, right? Is it?
I remember I used to have is it 76ers or 49ers?
49ers. 40. Well, both. 76ers, Philadelphia 76ers, and then the 49ers.
I used to have that shirt when I was a kid, and it was like one of my favorite shirts, but awesome. I didn't know
that they didn't win the championship.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. So you just show up in America one day with
oh, wow.
People just look at you. Yeah, they didn't win.
I had a Chicago Bulls one. Thanks, Michael Jordan.
Well, Michael Jordan did win a few, so
I had a winning and a losing one.
They did lose one, but that's cool. That is cool that you have one. Yeah. That's rare to have one.
I don't know if it's still there. It's probably
who cares? Oh no. So what is life in Kenya? Is it like this? Like I don't want to be offensive, but a lot of documentaries. or like the dirt floor kind of huts.
No,
and I don't think Kenya is necessarily like that. I believe they have civilization and everything. But is it like
there is parts that might be like the documentary because somebody did videotape that stuff, but it's not the entire thing. There's
pretty modernized.
There's pretty modernized suburbs. There's country kind of ranches. There's farms.
It's not all desert.
It's not all like that,
I got you. Okay, I wasn't trying to be offensive or anything.
Hey, I like having these conversations. Right. So because part of my set is about that.
Well, also like the fucked up idea is before I even got to ask this question, I did think kind of like not necessarily they were probably modern, but like my idea was like maybe late 90s, early 2000s modern. Like they're not up to maybe time because America's not up to Japan. Like Japan is 40 years ahead technically in technology and where they are with architecture. There's just things we could do better. I got you.
There's like
Russia is still technically back in the early 2000s. Right. Cuba's stuck in the 50s. If you go to Cuba they have the 1950s cars.
Yeah, because they've been locked out.
The system. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but like I wish we could do infrastructure kind of like Oklahoma, because some of the jobs that I had was deliveries. Okay. I got to drive all over the state.
That's kind of cool.
And it was.
And you guys have states as well, like inside.
So I think.
Or is it provinces?
Here's an idea that I have.
Yeah.
If we had like a United States of Africa, each country would be a state.
So instead of Africa being individual countries, you unite the whole country under one, just like North America.
Right.
That's kind of what I want Trump to do with North America. With Mexico and Canada.
He's doing it to Canada, right?
Yeah. 51, baby.
And Mexico, yeah.
No, it's what the problem with making Canada a whole 51st state is it's too liberal all across. So you would have to split it up, obviously. Yeah, you'd have to split it up still, but
You don't want to lose, huh?
I mean, I guess Alberta is in serious talks. That's the one that in Canada that is in serious talks so far.
That's going to be interesting.
That'd be weird.
They do say America is the entire American continent.
Just saying. I get what Trump's trying to do, but also I'm kind of like, do we want Mexicans in? Like, did we just kick them out? Now we're trying to. Now we're just gonna accept them.
You bring them in, and it's all even.
I guess, but here's the problem. A lot of the. Not immigrants, but the civilians in Mexico, even when they're born, don't have birth certificates. They're not necessarily documented in Mexico. They don't do the best documentation in Mexico. I mean, if you're born in Mexico City, obviously you're getting, but there's rural areas. Even like, just an example. Have you ever been to Stillwater?
Yeah.
Okay. Like Stillwater is technically a rural town. Example over there, like in Mexico, they wouldn't be able, like they may have a hospital, but they're not going to keep the documents well enough like America does.
Yeah. I think
so. That's the other issue,
even
because
in Africa,
you have to do a social security if you integrate the whole country. Canada is a little better off with that kind of system where it'd be easier to integrate them as 4 or 5 different states to be integrated into our society. Mexico's a little clusterfuck because they've had cartel, screwed up political areas. But I mean, every country has that. I'm not even saying that. America's fucked up in politics too. Right, I mean, there's a deep state that I believe is there. Whether it's left, right, I think my opinion is both sides are wrong.
I mean, the capital, the business people.
Both. I mean, left, right is wrong.
They want to protect their stuff.
When people ask me what my political beliefs are, like I said, I'm conservative, but in reality, I believe in the Constitution of the United States of America.
It is a beautiful document.
Like Joe Rogan has always said, we didn't add to that shit. Like, we're supposed to add to it. Like, there's only 27 amendments.
Times change.
Right. Yeah. Things change. Like, the Roe versus Wade thing getting overturned. My opinion is, if it really matters to you, go to your representative and have them ratify or do it so it's in the Constitution, because I do believe women should have rights. I mean,
Absolutely.
I don't think they should necessarily vote, but
No.
no. Well, I mean, look at the last election. We were good.
That was good.
They do need like health benefits,
Right.
like the whole female process. I think that's definitely
Reproductive.
yes. I think that's important, but also I'm not a kill baby kind of person either.
Yeah. Yeah,
I don't. It is complicated. I mean, if it's an emergency, then I totally understand. If it's rape, I understand.
Oof, yeah.
Like incest, I understand. But like if it's literally just you and another person and you messed up, there's people out there that will adopt a baby too. I mean, people are like, well, the agencies are flooded with all these children that can't find homes. I'm like, yeah, because our government is fucked. It's a federal agency.
Yeah.
Why if you look into the Constitution or even look into like bylaws, everything should be privatized.
Yeah,
the government's doing too much. Like it should be a lot more privatized. Like garbage here, just an example for local standard. Like garbage should be privatized instead of relied on the city and all that. Like
the other.
And there are laws here in Oklahoma specifically to protect the citizen from being ripped off from private companies, so they're not overcharged and stuff.
The government should regulate but not manage.
I don't know if there should be laws. I don't know if the government should manage,
regulate the stuff.
Maybe regulate.
Then the
private sector does the job. Yeah, I could see that.
The government just make sure that it's done.
Can you trust the government to get it done though?
No. The government just is.
No. I get what you're saying. Yeah. I get what you're saying. Making sure that,
maybe the private company.
But who's making sure the government is making sure that?
See, these are not easy things.
No, I'm just joking. It's
but the beauty of
being able to talk about this or the state.
Is how you have like Yukon has its own systems. It's got its own maybe trash picking, whatever. It's got maybe its own cops. It's got its own hospitals. That's the beauty of America. Because sometimes from where I come from, you find that if somebody has an issue, they have to go to the capital to get most
no shit.
Done. Yeah. So you gotta drive a 4-hour because that's where all the best doctors are. Because but I like how here we have Mustang, Yukon, McAllister, Wilburton. It's got its own university. Wilburton, Oklahoma has
community college.
Yeah. Stuff like that. I mean, there are universities in Kenya, but just to that standard.
Well, I've noticed over in Europe and stuff, they have major universities like Oxford or Cambridge, but like they don't, like if you don't get into those universities, you're not going to college. Here we have at least Northern Oklahoma College or community college, like
Francis Tuttle.
The other thing, but the issue here with our education system, and this is just my opinion, and I'm not dogging on your education because you got an education through the college system, and that's fine. Yeah. I just think it's a ripoff.
I mean, it is.
What'd you major in, if you don't mind me asking?
In the beginning, I came in for forensic science and math, but I found out that might not lead me to a job.
Exactly.
They usually recommend we get into healthcare.
Okay, so are you in healthcare now?
No, I'm actually in IT. I got into IT, computer science.
Okay.
You know how the market is acting these days.
Yeah.
AI is here to take over.
Well, I mean, it's just wild that like I went to college for 3 years and I was gonna be a teacher, and now that the education system is crumbling under this new administration, which I'm kind of all for because it's kind of it's just
I actually
the board of education has kind of been a joke. Just like I noticed.
I hear you. Because I went to trade school. I did too. Automotive technology.
Yeah, me too.
T.H.C.
Oh no, not at T.H.C. I went to Meridian Technology in Stillwater.
So I did automotive technology.
That's awesome.
And the beauty of that, it was 2 years.
Yep.
And I was working.
Yeah. Exactly.
And
I work at a dealership right now.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
For my day job.
You get it.
Yes, I get
I
it.
believe in that too.
See, but that's what so I looked into doing radio because that's my passion. I love doing this whole broadcasting thing. I love producing. I love doing the talking too. You can tell. I keep interrupting you.
No.
And I wish IT schools had just radio production or how to do it. But generally what I've looked up is, oh no, it comes with journalism. I'm like, okay, then put journalism in IT as well.
Straight to what you want.
Right. I want to go.
agree with that.
Like, I don't get that whole, like, oh, your first 2 years of college is going to just be your basic general education. And then your next 4 years or 5, however many years are going to be your actual. Like, fucking give me the actual courses instead of sending me back through high school. Because you're basically going from 12th grade from high school to 13th and 14th grade, and then you start college. Like, put me in community college then. You know what I mean? Like,
actually, yeah, it would be get into community college, and then if you want the other stuff, go for it.
But universities shouldn't be offering
just by your 2 year, you can do.
And that's the rip-off part. They're ripping you off by that extra 2 years. You don't need those extra 2 years, in my opinion. Maybe if you're foreign.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
No.
Maybe those are may need remedial classes.
Most of us.
Do you guys learn similar to us? I mean, not language, obviously, but like mathematics and everything
it's
similar.
Very
I figure.
Math.
What kind? Do you do simple algebra and all that kind of stuff? Okay, all right. I didn't know.
Most.
I know Asian
foreign students that come here are very advanced.
That's what I've heard. I know Asians they're fucking doing college algebra. I was in middle school and they were doing college algebra. I was like, what the fuck is this, dude?
Right.
Japanese. That's what they were.
Have you seen Ivory Tower? There's a documentary. It's called
I have
Ivory
not.
Tower. Well, if you get a chance, look it up. And that's the problem with the American education system is it's become a lot about money.
Ivory Tower.
And I felt it because, I struggled to pay for my school. I thought I would come if I get good grades.
No, that's not true.
They don't care.
No, they don't get it. They want money.
That's it. So
they don't care if you pass or fail. It doesn't matter to them.
Which is the beauty of the former.
Which is wild about
USSR, where you were. Most of those people were very educated, and I think the government took care of that. It was like a basic need to be educated. That,
but also they became so educated that they learned that the system took care of them, and that's how the USSR fell, because they just didn't work.
Oh, maybe.
Well, you haven't heard about Gorbachev? Gorbachev, in the 90s, that's why he basically broke it off, was because a lot of the USSR, like in Belarus and all those other regions,
they became dependent.
The men weren't working. They were becoming more drunk because they were getting checks and residuals from Russia or from the USSR. The USSR was literally taking care of people.
Yeah.
Like kind of just $1,400 rubies or whatever.
Socialism was working.
Technically. And then they fought us during the Cold War and lost. And
that was Stalin, right?
It was Stalin, Khrushchev, Gorbachev. I can name a lot of Russian leaders. I don't know if that's good. Part of Putin. Putin in 1998 was on the outskirts when the USSR was falling.
That's when
he called Moscow and there was no one. And he's talked about it and he's like, it was the most like, it felt like he was on the edge of the world because no one in Moscow was answering
to him.
And that's when he knew someone needed to take control of Russia or of the USSR. Now, do I agree with him what he's doing with Ukraine? No, but I don't agree NATO should be involved with Ukraine because they're not part of NATO either. You know what? Leave them alone.
I thought in 2025 we wouldn't be having
European wars.
Yeah.
Well, I knew we were going to have wars. It was just Middle East, more or less.
Yeah.
Because that's where it's been my lifetime.
I mean,
I didn't think we'd have a European theater like World War II.
Yeah, that was a surprise.
Which is interesting.
It used to be wars were always like Africa.
I'm going to tell you a secret, and I'm going to tell the podcast fans too. I'm low-key wanting a European World War II, 3. I mean,
they'll send us over there.
I'm too old.
That happens.
American-wise, I'm too old.
No, I don't think.
30 years old is too old.
I think if they have to,
28 is, well, if they have to, I become a commanding officer of a platoon. If they're doing it World War II style, 30 or older gets command of a whole company. So we'll see.
Do you think the current American,
we're not going to go that far. It's going to be nukes and it'll be over.
Oh, just drones?
Yeah, we're going to just nuke each other. They're not going to draft us. They're going to just send nukes and end it.
Yeah, I think, man.
That's the scary thought.
that is something.
You got Orange Man and a man that doesn't speak any English, both by big red buttons, and you're like, fuck, dude. Then you got Asian man, you got China man that's like, oh, you too.
The tech right now is too crazy for war, because that would be devastating. It's gonna be those films we watch.
What kind of tech are you working on? Like, are you government kind of tech?
No. I just private industry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you could talk about it or not.
No.
Are you doing AI kind of stuff?
Getting into it.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, dude. What's your opinion on ChatGPT?
I think it's impressive.
I like it a lot.
I was very. I didn't want to use it, but so far I got into it this year, like in a serious way, and I'm impressed.
I was the same way. One of the other comedians, JJ Wood, was using it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for jokes?
No, not for jokes, but for like research. He was like asking about Sean Penn or like other like celebrities. I was like, there's no way this thing's accurate. And then I looked it up on Google. I was like, oh shit, it is accurate. Is it Sugar Knight? Sean? No.
It's
one of the Sean.
I have a friend that tells me that.
Sean Knight. One of the guys that got I don't know. His mom and him just got federally indicted.
Oh.
Yeah. I can't remember. I'll have to go back and check. JJ and I talked about it on the last podcast he and I did, which was on JJ's podcast, which is fun. That podcast is cool.
Does he do it here or?
He does it in OKC, right behind Bricktown Comedy Club, where he lives.
I think I've.
You need to check it out. It's cool. It's on Spotify.
Okay.
It's cool.
I've seen it.
He actually, I don't know how he did, but it's specifically only on Spotify.
Campbell has a podcast, or he was on it.
Who?
Campbell.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Right.
Campbell has his own. Nick has his own podcast with another guy.
So that's not the JJ. Okay, I'm mixing up my.
But JJ Wood has his other podcast. Okay. I'll have to. We're promoting too many other podcasts. God damn it. Also, while we're talking about promoting podcasts, we released a Highness and Boozer new episode. My buddy and I used to do it with another comedian, but he and I'm fine with him. Like, I don't have any issues just to be public, and I don't think he has any issues. He just got busy, you know what I mean? And he's becoming headliner, you know, and that's you know what? I'll bleep out his name. I don't care. Brandon.
Okay.
Brandon Killo. He was he was the Highness of the Highness and Boozer, and I was the Boozer.
Yeah.
And it had been about 2 years on the dot when me and my other buddy, that's a comedian in Stillwater, started just rebooted it basically from episode 1. So doing that again, and this time I'm sober, so I don't drink anymore.
Oh, okay.
But he does.
Do you have the old ones?
I did backlog the old episodes.
Are they available?
They are not available to the public, but I might be able to send you some if you want to listen to some.
Okay.
I'll send you some. Okay. But we have episode 1 out so far, and we're gonna get out episode 2 hopefully soon. Okay. And then Curtis Newsom wants to do a podcast. There's a few people that want to do like podcasts with me, which is kind of cool. Yeah. So that's, like I said, I want to do the whole podcasting, go that route kind of deal. So I didn't know if this podcast was gonna go this long. This is good. Damn, it's almost 10 o'clock. We do need to wrap up. We got about 6 minutes. Let's try to go for an hour.
Can we cover an hour?
We can try. Well, we're at 52 minutes already. Try to cover. Top to the hour. Yeah.
6 minutes. What can we cover? 6 minutes.
We covered the mic. What's up, buddy?
Hey, we have.
You closing up?
Aaron White here.
We got about 6 minutes left on the podcast, so
we have 6 minutes. So I think
join us.
I've done my spiel. All right.
What did you spiel?
We were actually complimenting you on this. This is amazing,
design
dude.
skills you have.
Sick. Yeah.
Welcome to the casting couch. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Another
Jesus.
American thing I need to write a joke about.
Yeah, it's almost done. Well, I say almost. We have a ton of furniture coming in pretty soon, so you'll be able to do some more. I don't know.
This is awesome. Like how it's set up, I was thinking about, I'm like, because you have some buckets over there, I had to line the camera up kind of, semi.
Oh. Okay.
Just to keep, image wise.
Yeah,
but like I was also thinking, I'm like, even shooting it and you have a door there, that'll be fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
That'd be good.
This is awesome, dude.
Yeah. There's one of the, like I was telling you earlier, one of the pieces of furniture, like one of the nightstands, like it comes with like I couldn't find another one that the exact nightstand I wanted for whatever reason comes with a gun holster and the top drawer.
That's perfect.
Dude.
Yeah,
For the theme.
Dude.
yeah. Oh yeah. I guess so. Yeah.
Hey, guess what's across the highway? Cabela's.
Oh, Cabela's.
It would be cool.
Let's go
It's gonna be like mass shooters. Like, oh shit. What?
No, let's go to the gun store.
It would be cool if you had some old school revolvers or something.
That would
Put on
be
the wall.
literally. Oh, okay. All right.
I do have
Put
a.
on the wall.
Yeah, there's literally
I-
a no gun sticker in the front of the
I
building.
have.
Probably old and destructed.
I have a
They can-
revolver that doesn't work at all.
Something like that.
I just don't want to risk it. Like,
Okay.
You're right.
I don't know. It's the beginning.
No, yeah, you're right. No,
and
no,
we're
no,
in
no.
a really safe
Let's
part of town.
not do that. Yeah.
People are gonna come to this club.
Good
I'm
idea.
sure for other reasons, but one of the key reasons why is they want to go to a safe place.
No, yeah.
Because everywhere else in Oklahoma City
isn't
does not feel safe with you do comedy. So,
Touche. No.
I was just going all western.
Right, yeah. And
the
I was-
idea is really
I was-
cool, though.
Yeah.
If there's a way to do that and maybe frame it and
Yeah.
just, I don't know. Yeah.
I was just pumping his idea up. My bad.
No, it's actually a sick idea, honestly.
It's only a 22 Little Heritage revolver that I broke, but I mean, it is what it is. It's-
Okay. I wanna read up before we do that. Yeah, if you don't mind.
Yeah, probably laws, rules, something. Yeah,
Gotta follow the rules.
Yeah.
insurance. That's probably the big one.
We need to take care of that. Yeah.
That's probably Yeah, you're right. Come to think of it, this has been safe. Like I feel safe parking my car outside.
Yeah.
When I go to other clubs, I'm like
Oh yeah.
beep beep, and then I have to step over people to get to certain.
Step over people to get into the club. Yeah.
And
No.
there's
Not necessarily to get into the club, but on my way
Drinking,
there, it's like spare some change. Like, no, sorry, my bad, I'm poor too.
do you remember that comedy that we went to on Breakdown with the
Oh yeah, the
lifestyle people?
the lifestyle people. I'm trying to remember.
You've probably
Why am I blanking?
been to a lot of them.
We went to Nick's comedy on the spot thing. Yeah.
It was Nick's.
Oh, lifestyle. Yeah. Swingers.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah, the pineapple people.
I'm being
yeah.
polite.
Oh my god.
No, they're all about.
Nothing against the lifestyle.
Yeah.
No, nothing wrong with it.
Or whatever. I forgot how the song
That's
goes.
a good one.
Puffing on clouds. I don't remember the rest of the lyrics. Fucking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they kind of took over that show.
Yeah, they do every time.
Yeah.
And it sucks because you got to play to that. Like, I feel like the
Yeah.
comedians have to play to
Yeah,
that
yeah,
every time.
That was the energy.
They're like,
The
all
energy
right,
was
like,
those people.
what
That's
can I
all
do
it's
to
not
flirt
nothing
with
against-
swingers today?
What do you mean those people?
I know.
No, just-
Damn,
Those people.
might just get canceled.
Finally, I got it. Got it twisted around for once. Yes.
Yeah.
Usually it's me and black people saying, what do you mean those people?
No, nothing against the lifestyle guys. Okay.
This is random,
Just-
but one of the, I'm sorry, I just kind of
No,
like
you're good.
No.
But the new company that I might end up working for, they're really excited about the comedy club.
That's
And-
awesome.
Oh, that's
Yeah, because they're like going to be like this, they hope to be this big local like defense contracting thing.
I was just about to ask you, are they going to be federal government too?
Well, they've actually talked about sponsoring the club is what blows my mind. I
Oh,
was like, what?
that's a good employee.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, like they were like, we really want you to be, the chief engineer. So like, what can we do? And one of the guys was like, hey, I got a bunch of pinball machines in a warehouse. Like, do you want any of them?
Oh.
And I was like, what?
Again, become Bricktown Comedy Club.
Oh, yeah, because they had pinball machines.
Do they still have all that stuff, or have they changed
They
all
took
that?
down all of it. I think it was a distraction,
That's lame.
Yeah.
It wasn't a distraction. It was a safe space behind the brick wall when the shoots.
Oh, yeah, there was
drive-bys come by.
I was talking about that with one of the show that we did on Friday, the Nasty Work show. Brandon, the DJ, Brandon Lucas. I was joking with him. I was like, you remember that time that shooting happened and like there was video footage of you not giving a shit, like trying to get into the building. He stood there for like 5 seconds.
Because I've seen, is it Bricktown with a white shirt that he just casually walks in because one of the drive-bys.
Yeah, he was like the one person on the video that just didn't really
casually walks in.
Yeah. By the way, I don't mean this to shit talk the club.
No.
I'm saying that because I'm on a podcast and stuff. Like we're the different clubs will have different
energy.
Yeah. They'll serve different purposes, but it
No,
was funny to watch him be like, you know what?
Yeah.
Like,
That's
I think
the DJ, he's called.
I think Sid was there that night too, and
Sid was.
he told me he just
Sid bolted, dude.
Oh, really?
You can see it on the camera. Like he's just like, I'm out of here. Like,
Jesus.
Wow.
Every time I don't show up, the White Cracker don't show up, something bad happens.
Dude, the improv skills of Sid and John at the show were just
great.
phenomenal.
We were talking about that earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They were great.
No, you can go back over it. No,
we
you're
got
fine.
15 seconds till we hit an hour. What happens then?
We can continue until you kick us out.
He's like, I don't give a fuck about those numbers. Like,
we can go to like 106, whatever. It's whatever you. I mean, I didn't show up for the show.
Okay.
I was busy because
cool
I had to
you're
work.
Going up anyways. Like,
it's fun to go up and do the open mic, and I mean, I want to work and try to like adapt and get better at it. So that's my plan. And then, I mean, I don't want to just show up and do a podcast. I feel shitty about that. Also, it helps me kind of advertise if I go first or second. Then I can be like, hey,
that's a good point. Yeah,
everybody.
Yeah.
I'll be over here and podcast if you guys want to step in. I think tonight I didn't have many guests. I was 17 minutes in and when Levy came in, and I think the reason is I may make a sign or something that is on the outside.
So we have 2 signs showing up, or 2 like those like standing signs that'll be here later in the week. A lot of random shit's gonna start showing up later this week.
I was just thinking of bringing a custom sign that says "Podcast in process. Please join." If comedian or something, so then they know. Because like you
put a
and
command strip up there, and you can just put it on there.
I think it was you and Justin like peaked like once or twice in,
and no one came in. Some stuff like
gotcha.
I had to. Yeah, I don't know.
I was telling him it'll be good to have like a collection of the people that just did, and then
flow
they come
in
here and they talk about their stuff.
Yeah,
that would be good. Yeah, this is a good place to work out, like to gain premises and stuff. Like that's where most comedians get most of their premises now. Is just doing this shit.
Yeah, by bullshitting and just having fun. Exactly. And I mean, I mentioned to him that Justin, like, or why did I call you Justin? Aaron mentioned that this is kind of like the area for everyone to hang out too. Like it's
a good idea.
It's the club. The after club.
Oh yeah, it's the after. Yeah.
And to be 100% honest, we can hear it, and I'm sure this mic will pick up the music a little bit. But I haven't had any difficulties with exterior. Like I literally held this mic right there to just listen, so you'll hear a little bit of like some content. You'll hear muffle. You're not gonna actually hear real jokes, but it's just like you actually have to try to make noise. Coming out. So this is cool.
Is one thing. I'm curious to see how the salsa music in the other room, how it affects things here. Just because I don't know. Like let me know, because we'll probably want to try our best to find some way to soundproof this thing if that's the case.
I think it's a door mainly.
It's the door.
Okay. I think that's where I keep hearing like
we can insulate the door probably.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, the ceiling, right? Isn't it coming through the ceiling?
It might be.
Fuck, man. I don't know. It's wild because it's all the way down there.
Yeah.
It's all the way down.
How late does that go?
Huh?
How late does the salsa or Latin dancing go? Just out of curiosity.
I think they're gonna go till 10.
That's wild.
Yeah, there's a
I
guy
didn't know
from
how late-
Houston. His name's Oscar.
Oh yeah.
So once this room's filled up, like we'll probably like bullshit with Oscar on one of the days.
Oh, yeah.
But it'll have to be before the 6 to 10 period.
Okay.
'Cause from 6 to 10, he's gonna be teaching classes.
Okay.
But he wants to bullshit with me a little bit, and kind of like,
Definitely.
you know, like we have some things to talk about for sure. Like I don't know, like I don't even know him, but like just yeah.
Yeah, I'll mediate.
Hell yeah.
I'll sit in. How
Yeah.
about that? I won't litigate or mediate. I'll just sit in and listen to you guys.
All right.
give
yeah.
you guys a platform.
Yeah.
Levy, where can people find you?
I don't have a page just yet, but I'm here.
I don't. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I'm here. I'm in Oklahoma City. I'll be at Twisters Comedy Club.
Yeah. Aaron, where can we find you? Here?
I'll be
Twisters.
at this club losing my goddamn mind for like the next 4 months, like or so. I don't know.
All right, guys. We love you. Thank you guys for doing this.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you later. Hopefully next week. Peace.
That little thing at the end there, like that 30 seconds was funny. Like there was probably like 3 punchlines there, just back. Like that could be.
Hello, Mark Trotter. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Good. Welcome to the Heley cast. What's up, Heley Freeman?
What's going on, man? How we doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Hello, Marty.
Oh, hey, buddy.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
Next, how are you doing? What's your real name? What's your government name? That is my first question. I'm just going to go right off the bat and go. JJ Wood.
What's up? Long time listener, first time guest. Really excited to be here.
Y'all have headphones now? You get
Yeah, I got
Heley, what year were you born? 97, 96?
95.
See, all right. Technically, you're a 90s baby, but you missed half of it.